Good morning, guys. Christy here. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. I'm sitting in my closet debating on what to do today, and I think I'm going to go and visit the Greater Historic History Museum, the Greater Historic Southwest History Museum in Ardmore today. I haven't been to too many history museums ever, maybe in grade school. The only ones that I can remember now is like art museums, wax museums, things like that. So this is going to be a brand new experience for me today because I've never really been to history museums. So with that being said, Ardmore is my hometown. There's supposed to be a lot of cool artifacts and memorabilia in there concerning Ardmore and just Oklahoma in general. I believe I heard there's also a military museum that's inside. So we're gonna go, and I hope you'll come with me, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get going, and you have a great day. I'll see you in a little bit. Peace. Okay, guys, I've arrived at the Greater Southwest Historical Museum, as you can see by the sign there, and the museum itself looks pretty historical. I think that it's built out of like limestone or something. I think that's the same thing that the gates around Graceland is built out of, but I'm pretty sure. But maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, let's go inside and see what we can learn today. So as soon as I walked in, they have this really cool statue. It's called Taza. I hope I pronounced that right. Taza. And over here we have Chickasaw Man, it says. And Chickasaw Man. So we're gonna go in now and see what we can learn. Let's go. Okay, we're with this gentleman, and he's gonna. What is your name, sir?
My name is Wesley Hull.
Hi, this is Wesley Hull, and he's gonna show us around the museum. I'm learning, just like the rest of us here. So let's go.
A lot of visitors ask what's the history of this museum.
Uh-huh.
So I had that blank wall, and I thought we would develop the history of the museum.
That is very neat. I see that.
Immediately south of the building here, the WPA built the Walker Stadium, home of the Ardmore Tigers and the Douglas Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And that field was active from 1936 to 1996.
Okay, and that's where the first one?
That's the first one.
The
You see the bleachers,
yeah.
And you see the WPA workers constructing it.
Yep.
And also, in 1936, WPA built this armory.
Mm-hmm.
The rock was donated from the Arbuckles. Basically, they said it was limestone, but there's a lot of sandstone in it also.
Uh-huh.
And we have developed the history of the building since it was National Guard. Units of the 45th Infantry Division served here from 1936 to 1988.
Okay.
When they built the new armory out on Veterans Boulevard.
Right. I
That one now has been closed, and the new armory is built out near Flying J truck stop.
Okay.
And we have listed all of the units that served here. The 179th Infantry Regiment, Headquarters Company, the 245th Transportation Battalion, Company G, 179th Infantry Regiment, and Headquarters 2nd Battalion, 245th Armored, the Medical Company, the 179th Infantry, and Headquarters, the 245th Transportation Battalion, and then the 1345th Transportation Company. And we have the Thunderbird.
I see, yeah.
With the American flag and the Oklahoma flag, and of course, at one time there was tanks located here, the Army truck. But we also wanted to show other parts other people that used this building.
Mm-hmm.
The wooden floor you're looking at now was put in, as you see there, in 1953. And it operated by the Godwins as a roller rink. They used it when the Guard wasn't using the large room here.
Old roller skating rink.
The old roller skating rink.
Okay, that's interesting.
And then it was sold to Ray's Roller Rink and operated I forget the exact year, around 1988 was when it operated there.
I see the sign,
And
yeah.
also, Kipper's Gymnastics
Okay,
was here from 1979 to 1988.
I see.
And that gives you a history of the building.
It surely does. I
And
appreciate that.
for the football field, Walker Stadium, everything has been removed, and we still maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
And we allow youth to use it, practice fields, pee-wee football, soccer.
Okay.
They've even brought some classes of smaller girls for cheerleading.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as long as they've got liability insurance, well, we allow them to use it back and forth.
Gotta have, yeah, the liability
And
insurance.
we
That's
have
right.
one little thing, if you don't clean up your trash, we lock the gate.
That
So
makes sense.
They've been very good
About
overall,
cleaning
and
up,
It's
huh?
our honor to be able to support the youth of America
That's
in that regard.
great. Well, that's awesome. What's the story with this car, this
Well,
skeleton, and?
well, I guess to get the story of the
Okay.
car, in the early days,
Uh-huh.
the horse and buggy was the transportation.
Okay. Yeah.
But then it came on across and automobiles were invented.
Uh-huh.
And this is one of the first electric cars.
Wow.
I think it was 1976. And
Wow.
It was donated by Charles and Georgia Tanner.
I see that.
Charlie is still a member of the museum.
Got some
The first
passengers.
electric car appeared in 1880.
1880. Okay.
And I mentioned that specifically. Everybody is looking, we got to go all electric.
Okay.
And so this electric car was called the city car and gets all its go-go from batteries. There were 8 large batteries, the same as like a golf cart, batteries that size. And they were lithium. And you take you around town tips on small trips. And then tests were conducted in the mid-1970s, and predictions made if the test of the new lithium batteries were successful, there could be as many as 25 million electric cars in America by the year 2000. 2000. However, the test results predicted that a 506-pound lithium water battery should run a 1-ton car up to 250 miles. However, there's one little problem.
What would
The
that
lack of availability of the lightest of all metals known to man. Batteries for 25 million autos would require 467,500 tons of lithium.
be? Wow.
And production of the metal from the United States deposits through the rest of the century was forecast to be only 440,000 tons.
Gracious.
Not enough lithium
Yeah.
back when they built this car back in 1976.
Okay.
And they're speaking of building all of these others. I don't think they've really addressed where's all of the lithium coming from. And to mine lithium, you're destroying the surface of the earth, affecting the environment.
Gotcha.
And but to run an electric car, you've got to have electricity.
Gotta have it.
And let's hope you don't have a storm like we had a few years ago, where all the blackouts,
Right. Right.
all of the windmills froze up,
Yes. I
and
think I
we had
remember
no
that.
power.
That's.
But I guess you stay home those days.
Yeah.
And
You'd have
9
to.
months later, the population of the U.S. increased.
Right. Right. Yeah. We know what they were doing.
And so that is, the buggy is then, the electric car basically is now.
Okay. Yeah.
And we have
What, we got Teslas now that's electric?
the Teslas.
Yeah.
And there's others that's electric.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of these farmers are looking at electric vehicles to run their farm.
Right?
And so we just give what it is now. National Guard Thunderbird.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. This gentleman.
Wow,
That
the
he
headdress.
donated this his father's headdress
Awesome.
back in 1976 to the Goddard Center.
Wow.
And once the museum here was created, they went through, got everybody's permission, and they donated it to the museum, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And so in looking at the Woody Bigbow that initially donated his father's headdress is the grandson of Chief Bigbow, who was the chief of the Cowboy Indians some time ago.
Oh, wow.
And also, he's a graduate of OU.
Okay, go Sooners.
And he became quite an artist. And he also designed the red and yellow Thunderbird insignia of the Oklahoma 45th Infantry Division.
That's great. That's amazing.
He also has his paintings in Thomas Gilchrist Institute, Tulsa, the Heritage Center, Pine Ridge, South Dakota, Oklahoma Historical Society Museum in Oklahoma City, the Museum of the American Indian, the Hyde Foundation in New York, Phil Brook Art Center in Tulsa, and the Southwest Museum in Los Angeles, and the Wichita Art Museum in Wichita, Kansas.
Wow, that's a lot of different places to have that.
And so he was quite a famous artist.
Yes, he was. Indeed.
And I think he also served in the Oklahoma National Guard years ago.
Okay, okay. Interesting to
Roller
know.
rink. And they spelt things different back in those days than we do today, such as admission.
Oh, I see that. They sure did. Wow. That's awesome just to have.
Okay, and you see this in these two displays. You see skates,
I do. Old roller skates.
and they had the roller skates. You put your shoes, plus they had the shoe skates. You lace up back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and they came in the door there to get their roller skates to skate. And in 1988, when we took this over as a museum,
Uh-huh.
there's a ramp goes down to the west wing to the military museum.
Okay.
And visitors always told them, when we created museums, they put the ramp in there to be compliant with American Disabilities Act.
That's
And one
good.
day, there was two nice ladies came in,
Uh-huh.
and I told them that, and they looked me right in the face. They did not.
Man.
I says, I'm sorry. Why'd they build that? They built that for us girls
Okay. Well.
because we had skates on and there were steps going down.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes sense.
So we
Okay.
wouldn't have to pull our skates off to go down to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. That I can see that too. I can see
And
that too.
that story is directly from two ladies that used to skate here and go down
Go
that
there
ramp.
to go to the bathroom. I got
Yep.
you. That is so cool.
And we go through here. This is you don't want to work all the time. You need to go fishing, so we got a few outboard motors.
Okay, yeah.
And also
Wow.
we've got some
Old ones, very old ones.
yes.
Wow.
1939, 1920,
Man, yeah, that's definitely.
and
There's
Yeah, you
that's
notice-
Tucker's Tower over there,
Yeah.
isn't it?
that's Tucker Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And on the walls over here, you see the construction of Lake Murray.
Sure is.
That's building the Lake Murray Dam in 1934, in early progress. And now the interesting thing, when you look, this is the WPA trucks at
It
the
sure
building of
is.
Lake Murray.
Wow,
Just a few of them in there.
that is too cool. Wow.
And you can see the clearing of the brush to begin the construction of Lake Murray.
Uh-huh. Canoe. And we're going to go down, and there's some wagons. And a shoe shine.
Okay, Sylvester.
Yes, I remember him from the mall.
Yes,
I remember
yes.
him.
And that's, when he passed away, his family donated that to the
Oh,
museum.
wow, that's cool. Oh, Phillips 66 sign. So
The
neat.
reason for the hole in the top of the trunk, it was purchased in 1895 as a wedding gift for his bride. And Mary used it for her special treasures and clothing as long as she lived.
Uh-huh.
The top was broken in 1914 when their daughter Jessie, jumped onto it to answer the wall phone.
Wow.
If they'd had cell phones in those days, the trunk would still
Yeah.
be great.
man, it's just amazing. It's still that good. 1914? Is that what it said? Yeah. 1895, man.
She jumped on it about the top was broken in 1914.
Yeah. Wow. Those old-timey car toys.
Yeah. Yeah, I played with some of those back in my day, you know.
That is so neat. And that green, I like that. Oh, those other derby cars? Or
Derby
okay.
cars.
Okay. Man. Old Coke signs.
And we'll come back to this. Let's go oil wells.
Uh-huh.
And one of our most recent additions is the oil painting we have there of Frank Martin Porter.
Okay.
Born in Brooklyn, New York. Moved to Ardmore somewhere just before 1918.
Uh-huh.
He worked in all the oil fields around Ardmore in the Carter County area.
Okay.
And then in 1939, he founded Fane Porter Drilling Company in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And now then, in 1942, during World War II, the British supply of oil was getting very bleak. So the Britain officials looked at it and said, oh my goodness. They had developed a field in the Sherwood Forest. I think they had 54 wells but could only get 300 barrels of oil per day.
Oh, wow.
And they needed much more oil. If they had tried to have it shipped in, the German U-boats
Yeah,
was
definitely.
getting everything. So I think Winston Churchill had heard about Lloyd Noble of Ardmore drilling.
Okay. That's a familiar name, Lloyd Noble.
So British officials came to Ardmore
Uh-huh.
and met with Lloyd Noble in his home,
Wow.
warning him to get men and equipment and come to the Sherwood Forest and drill.
Okay.
Of course, he had major commitments of drilling for the war effort at that time.
Right.
So he contacted Fane Porter Drilling, Frank Martin Porter, and said, can we put together equipment and men, drillers, roughnecks, everything, to go drill in the Sherwood Forest?
Mm-hmm.
They came to a deal with the British government to enter a contract for 1 year to take men and equipment to the Sherwood Forest and drill 100 wells in the Sherwood Forest.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Wow.
They shipped 4 rigs over. 3 of them made it. The German U-boats got 1 of them. They shipped the 4th one over. 42 individuals to work on the rigs
Uh-huh.
and 2 managers.
Man.
And they completed that project in 1944. They started it in 43, completed it in 44. They drilled 106 wells,
Okay.
94 of them in production. They increased oil production out of the Sherwood Forest area from that initial 300 barrels a day to 3,000 barrels a day.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Really helped the war effort during World War II for Britain.
Yeah.
And it might have saved Britain.
Right.
And then in 1991, basically the Sherwood Forest Association,
Uh-huh.
to recognize the Yanks that came over and helped them, they said we should come up with a bronze statue to recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
So very shortly, they developed what they called the Oil Patch Warrior. A roughneck with a Stilson over his shoulder, his hard hat,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got that Stilson instead of a rifle. That was dedicated in the Sherwood Forest in 1991. In 2001,
Uh-huh.
the citizens around Ardmore thought they should also recognize those Americans and also the veterans. So we got together, we raised the funds, and developed Memorial Square Park, downtown Ardmore, and that is the second bronze statue, the Oil Patch Warrior, at our downtown
I have
Ardmore
seen that. I
Park.
have indeed have seen that.
And we
Very
have
interesting.
the history. And Mr. Porter, basically from Ardmore, he is buried in Rose Hill Cemetery here in Ardmore.
Rose Hill. Okay.
And the next one you're looking at is Gene Rosser. Gene Rosser was one of the supervisors supervising these 42 roughnecks in drilling.
Man, that's a job.
And so it all started in Ardmore, and that's the reason the Porter family just recently, and I just finished putting the oil painting
Oh, wow.
and the
That's,
description up just before you came here this morning.
man, I got lucky. I got very lucky. I got lucky that you're telling me all this, to be real honest. I appreciate this.
Okay, now I'll point out one other thing. Really don't have a lot to do. Ranchers have to have a horse and saddles.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a range of the saddles. But way back then, they didn't forget the ladies.
Well, that's very generous of them.
There's the side saddle.
Okay. And they sit sideways or something? Is
Yeah,
that-
you sit here and your leg goes over that.
Okay.
So you sit sideways instead of straddle the saddle.
I got you. Okay.
And that's the side saddle for you young ladies.
Okay.
And as well as the older ladies that rode and rounded up cattle and what have you.
Okay. Man, this is so cool. Oh, it's so old and so cool. I love stuff like this. Golly. There's some
And
little chaps.
that's the way the Ardmore Roundup Club, they're chaps.
Uh-huh.
Bub Harvey, World War II Marine,
Okay.
and he was also Harvey Douglas Funeral Home.
Okay.
Bub Harvey.
Yeah.
He's passed away. His wife and the kids are still around Ardmore. Matter of fact, one of his children's Ardmore policeman.
That is so cool.
And it's a great honor to have that recognizing.
I'm loving this horse, too. I remember these. They still have them, but not like this.
Well, I think that you see that used to be
1940.
at Luke's IGA store.
Okay.
And you drop your money in there and take a horse ride.
Take a ride. Man, I love it. All these old signs. Wow. Very cool.
And if you're familiar with the Broadway and Commerce,
Uh-huh.
right downtown Ardmore,
Uh-huh.
that used to be J.B. Stoker's entire service station. And this is a picture
There
of
it
that
is.
Texaco service station he had there.
Wow. I love it.
And our gas today is 56 cents a gallon.
Oh my gosh, yes, 56 cents a gallon. You see that? Wouldn't it be nice if it still was? Get to go a lot more places. Man. Grab that.
When they come out for interviews back and forth, I do my best to get
Man, you see
them
that?
to use that. And the young lady says, well, I can't carry it.
Man, I can see. It looks pretty bulky, but that is the old Channel 12 TV camera, guys.
If you've got a job you have to punch in, if you're not an exempt employee,
Uh-huh.
you have to punch the time clock
Right.
in and out.
Correct.
I try to get my office manager to use this time clock punching in and out.
Man, what do you do? Pull that out and twist it
Yeah, you
to the...
pull it out and put it back here.
Oh,
and
wow.
it puts the time in there. 1914.
1914.
And here's the young ladies lined up punching the time clock.
Wow. That is really something. I like that. Pretty cool.
And of course, we've got some of the early day golf clubs, wooden shafts and everything here, with a rundown on Waco Turner Lodge down there.
My dad's a golfer.
And
He would
so
love that.
You see the wooden shafts? And look at some
Oh,
of the putters.
yeah. Wow, yes.
There's your putter.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
And here's the description of Dornick Hills.
I see. Established in 1914, it says.
Yep, Perry Maxwell.
Okay. The golf clubs. Yeah, my daddy was an avid golfer. He's a little
I'm
older
going to
now.
be watching my time. I've got about 20 more minutes and I got a meeting to go to.
Okay.
The
Uh-huh. There is a courtroom, definitely.
And we come on down. Since you're a young lady, your hair needs to be curled, so I'll set you down over here and I'll curl your hair for you while you're here.
Oh, my.
I'll get some water and wet your hair and I'll roll it.
Oh, my.
Once I get it all rolled,
Wow.
I will put this around each roller
That
and have
is...
you sit in the chair. Then I plug it into electricity.
Oh, dear. That's... Oh, man. That looks painful, to be honest. Man, the things they
Well,
came
if it's
up
too
with.
painful
I
and
mean,
you have a toothache.
oh.
I got
oh,
a dentist chair right next to you.
Yeah.
I'll work on your teeth.
Wow. Wow. Get the tools back there. I remember those old barber
And then
shop.
you'll probably say, well, I did a bad job, so I got legal books here in the law office right next to it.
Sure
so you
do,
can
boy.
consult with our lawyer there, see?
Man, you got it all. Wow.
You've probably heard of Dobby's department store downtown.
Yes. My mother used to shop there. There was a lady named Benny Fuller that used to
Yep.
help her all the time. That was her.
There's Dobby's.
When did it close? Because I remember that as a kid, like in the
We
late
probably
70s,
got it on there. I forget
80s.
the exact year.
Let's look. It opened in 1888,
Yep.
and then it looks like it closed
1990.
in 1990.
102 years of operation.
Wow. I do remember that store as a kid.
And if you keep coming back, you're going to have to dress up in one of these dresses
Definitely.
and wear a pair of these high heel shoes.
You are so right. Jump right into that dress. Get me some of them shoes. I'll be on my way.
And now then, you look at the young lady here, Ellen Woods Westheimer, yearbook queen, Oklahoma A&M in 1931.
Wow.
You see the dress she's in.
Yes, I do.
All right? Right next to it, look at the dress.
Oh, wow.
There's the dress.
That is definitely the dress, and it's so well taken care of.
Now it took us a while to get that on display because we couldn't find a form small enough.
Man, that would be. She was a little one, tiny. Wow, that's amazing. Really is.
And Sprinklemeyer Printing is still downtown.
Yeah.
We're in competition with him. When he gets behind, we print up everything he's doing there to
You are funny.
keep him working.
I got it. Yep. Man,
And
look at that, y'all. Look at that.
and some people say, well, y'all need more education. So we opened the door and we sat in here, the Little Red Schoolhouse, to get more education.
It's the Little Red Schoolhouse, y'all. Man, look at the desks and the chalkboard. Man, this is so cool.
And of course, little girls like you come through and they like to see the dollhouses.
Yes, we do and do. We like dollhouses. Man, these are fancy ones, though.
And you can look.
Look at that. Look at the couch and the whole little room. So neat.
Now, I want to point out something to you.
Uh-huh.
You've got a dollhouse there.
Right?
You need a little kitty and you need your little dog.
I do. I
You
do.
see the little dog?
I'm a dog lover and I'm an animal lover.
See the little kitty up here?
Oh, there he is.
And son of a gun, they got another little dog and kitty in there.
Aw. That is too cool, and a Christmas tree. That is so
Yep.
neat. Dang, it's...
And then there may be some like it in this other dollhouse.
Oh, wow, there's Raggedy Ann and Andy. I see them. Too neat. Just got a bird cage.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Got a bird in here. The cabin,
Yeah, the cabin, I've heard a lot about the cabin.
there's the history of the cabin.
All right. Here's Eves Brady.
Eves Brady Ranch, situated a mile and a half west of Poolville. Eves Brady Cabin was built in 1892 by J.J. Eves, who brought his family in ox-drawn covered wagons from Texas to the Chickasaw Nation Indian Territory. The original 65-acre lease, centered in this pioneer cattle ranch, grew to its present size under family ownership, which Eves' daughter Mamie and husband J. Roy Brady took over in 1921, renaming it the Brady Ranch.
Okay.
After the museum was created,
Uh-huh.
the leadership decided we should move this historic cabin inside the museum.
Uh-huh.
So they numbered each piece, they disassembled,
Wow.
brought it down, and reassembled. And we'll walk through.
Ah, there's a lady taking a bath. Sorry, didn't mean to
I
disturb
got to put
you.
a sign up here Saturday night.
Oh,
So-
right?
Because that's when you took a bath.
Oh, wow.
Now, what most people don't realize, I'm the baby of the family of 3.
Uh-huh.
I'm a country boy.
Uh-huh.
And Mama would take a number 3 wash tub. You got number 2 is the smaller one, number 3 is the larger one. And she'd set it out in the front yard in the sunshine.
Warm the water up.
And then she'd go to the well and she'd draw the water out of the well and pour it in that tub. And it sat out all day in the sunshine, it's warm.
Right, that makes sense.
That evening it's time, or Saturday evening, it's time to take a bath. My brother's the oldest. He's the first one. He gets to take a bath in that water.
Oh,
It's nice
wow.
warm.
You had to use the dirty water.
My sister's the second one.
No.
So she takes her bath.
No.
And now then I'm the baby of the family, and I'm the third one in that bath water.
Wow.
And I got good and clean for Saturday night.
I know you did, but bless your heart. Man. So we're going in the cabin now.
And this is a cabin.
Okay.
And
There's a fireplace, I see. I think it's...
and you notice the ceiling is
Oh,
a
it
little
is.
low.
A little low. It is indeed.
But you know, women, this was the original cabin, but you know, women, I got to have an addition.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So addition had to be built to it here. A little bedroom.
Aw, isn't that sweet?
And as you'll notice here,
Uh-huh.
the bed is kind of small. But they used this cabin long before the fast food restaurants developed.
Wow, that's a skinny little bed. If you can't really tell, I think it looks like it's smaller than a twin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Yeah, it's pretty skinny. You couldn't roll over too much, but golly. And then
Now,
we
the
got,
items you see in the cabin, they were in the actual cabin in Poolville.
wow. See that, guys? Look at the dresser, and the lamps, and the hat. Very cool, very cool.
And the dining room.
The dining room, we must eat.
And you see the walls were papered. You can see the boxing plank, the wood was over there is built out of with the addition. And you notice the great cloth on the ceiling,
I see
ceiling, the
that.
walls and everything. And of course, the lady of the house always had to have a kitchen.
Definitely, gotta cook.
And then she required I got to have kitchen cook stove wood, which is smaller. Instead of the big logs in the fireplace, you had to put it in here and cook on the wood stove.
Wow. Look at
And so you got a
that.
little more fancy in the kitchen with the wall covering and everything.
I do see that. Man, that's cloth.
That's cloth.
Yeah, it is. It surely is. It's too neat.
This is the way people used to live.
I see, I see. Man. Look at the cameras.
And you got to have your shirts ironed for going to church on Sunday. So that's the way they ironed all the shirts in there.
Man. Oh, sewing machines. You could sew some shirts. Make some shirts.
And that's inside the cabin as it's turning it down. And in these photographs, you see the numbers where they've numbered each piece. Each log's got a number on it.
Wow.
Everything's numbered. See all the
That
numbers
is,
they got in here?
yeah, that's amazing. Puzzled it back together, basically, with their
And
numbers.
there's what it looks like now.
That is really special.
And we have a barnyard. We get hungry back and forth where we got eggs.
Oh, man.
We feed the chickens just
Oh.
right, and they lay the eggs on it.
There's a snake.
Yeah, we
I'm
gotta
not so
watch what-
fond of those.
Gotta watch that rattlesnake there.
Man.
He warns us, he rings his rattle.
There's a duck. She's feeding them, I guess. Feeding the ducks.
And you saw how luxury
There's a well.
the cabin was. This is another wonderful cabin they lived in.
Wow, it's a little crowded in there. Man. It's not a whole lot of room.
But if you got to feeling ill, we had the early day doctors. Dr. Boyd, Dr. Alton.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we've got to have a little fun.
Gotta
My
go.
office manager
Yep.
comes down and plays the piano, and I sing for her.
All right.
And all the visitors head to the front door.
Man, no. I don't believe it.
And we got the Hardy Sanitarium.
Oh, yeah. I might need to go there.
And
They say I'm crazy
we
sometimes.
we got a table right there for you. See, there's where you put your
Yeah.
heels in there, and you go.
Oh, yeah.
And you just saw the small size bed.
I did indeed.
Look at the small size,
Yeah, it's pretty skinny.
pretty skinny there.
Yes, yes. Wow.
Dr. Walter Hardy.
Man, there's a leg. You need a leg. Man. That old wheelchair.
Imperial Refinery here in Ardmore, and another large view of building at Lake Murray.
Man. What's this?
This is where they developed the panoramic photographs.
Oh, okay.
This is
Okay.
a developer for the panoramic photographs. This is kind of an eclectic display. A little bit of everything. Honoring Jim Dyer. Jim Dyer was one of the original founders of this. Not only up in the greater Southwest, but the military. He passed away back in November the 3rd of 2020.
Man.
And we've got this in his honor. And he donated, his nephew donated this. David Dyer donated the bookcase, and I could convert it to a display case with all the plexiglass.
Oh, wow. You did this?
Yes.
You did all these displays? Like,
I did.
man, you did a good job.
And this is how the Ardmore homes used to be. I play the piano and you can start singing.
Uh-huh. I could do that.
And then we come on around to various things, the wonderful TVs we had in the early days, the phonograph, the radios,
That old telephone.
the telephones.
Man.
And it's getting more expensive for us. Bird seed has gone up, but we still buy bird seed to feed our two little redbirds over
Man,
in
that
the
is,
case there.
that's good to know.
Yep. And this is how early day homes set
Wow,
up.
I like that couch.
And we
Antique.
come on around. We used to have a lot of pies in our pie safe, but I get hungry in the afternoons.
Gotta have a snack.
Yeah. And we're cooking a T-bone over there and got a chicken
Mm.
in the oven.
That's,
Sausage hanging on the wall over there.
wow.
And we got the wooden ice box,
Okay.
the metal ice box, and now we have a 1927 Monter top electric refrigerator.
Okay.
You see on top of it is round.
I do see that. Yeah.
That was known as the monitor top refrigerator.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Tells a little bit more.
And now the reason it's called the monitor top, because in the early days they thought that round thing on there reminded them of the big gun tub on the USS Monitor. And
Okay.
that's the reason it's called the monitor top refrigerator.
I'm learning so much today. And
And
y'all
now-
are too.
And now then probably in your house you've got a washer and dryer.
I do. I
And
do.
it takes up a whole lot of space.
Sure, it does,
But if
yeah.
you just bought one, which is a washer and dryer,
What? I never seen that before.
that's 1945, that's a washer and dryer.
Wow.
Bendix Home Laundry, combination washer and dryer, holds up to 9 pounds.
Man, that's something. Wow. Wow. That's,
Now if you don't want to wash it, there's a hand dryer for dry cleaning.
man. I'm glad we have washer and dryers now.
And the early days, my mother used many of those. Rug boards,
Yeah.
washer, wringer, and then you've got your rinse water.
Man, I can't imagine. Came a long
And
ways.
the type of irons they had to have to iron all the clothes on it.
Yeah.
And what their dining room looked like.
A little fancy. They coming up. And there's a chandelier. Look at that. Crystal chandelier. There's the heaters.
Brooks Brothers heaters.
Okay.
Propane heaters, natural gas heaters,
Mm-hmm.
made in Ardmore.
Sure was. See that? Ardmore, Oklahoma. Man.
The next area we're going to is From the Ashes. In 1895, a fire started in Livery Stable, and the Great Fire of 1895
Mm-hmm. I've heard
done
of that.
extensive damage there. They rebuilt.
Was it Ardmore downtown? Wasn't it? Or,
Yeah, the Livery Stable. And that's 1895.
1895.
And you see it was kind of got it pretty good, all these photographs.
Sure did.
They got it rebuilt.
Man.
And this is From the Ashes. This is the fire chief's buggy.
Wow. The fire chief's buggy.
Fire chief's buggy.
Is that how they put out the fires or something?
Well, that's where he got to the fires. He hooked it up.
Oh, okay, I see.
And
Yeah.
what I would like to do is to get a larger goat or a little pony and get our current fire chief and put him in here and pull it down Main Street to the Children's Parade.
Right?
But I can't get the fire chief to agree to that.
Probably, yeah, you're right. Man, that'd be cool though. Great idea. And a gun. A 1888 revolver.
And that was the signal. If you've got a fire, they go to alerting people.
Shoot the gun in the air if
Shoot
there's
the
a
gun
fire.
in the air with fire.
Wow. Okay.
And then 1915
Oh man.
is the train car explosion.
Okay.
Rail cars sitting on the tracks,
Wow.
loaded with casing head gasoline. You have to cool it to get in there. September, sitting on there waiting to go to the refinery. Pop-off valve, gas fumes starts going everywhere.
Man. Exploded.
Individuals from the refinery come to try to get this. I don't think they know for sure exactly how the fire started. Maybe his wrench slipped and he caused a spark, or maybe old grandpa sitting up there lit his pipe or a cigar.
Boom.
A major explosion.
Yes.
And so that was September the 27th,
Wow. So 1915.
1915.
Wow.
And but the done $900,000 in damage. Got all of their. Here we had 43 dead and 450 injured.
Man.
And I want to point out something to you here. The man with these two white horses has a very important job. You've heard of horsepower?
Yes.
You're seeing horsepower at work. Here's the horses. You see the top on that?
Gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Ardmore's first fire engine.
Wow.
Now you keep looking at that one. In case you see something else that looks like that, you'll remember it.
Gotcha.
So we'll go on around and show you some of the photographs. You've seen the
Oh,
tank
look at the
cars.
dog. I had to get a picture of the dog.
And you've some of the damage you see. Now then, if you're familiar with the mural on the Legal Aid building next to the next to the Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah, I believe so.
that's by the Memorial Square Park down there.
Yeah.
Okay, I partnered with the Ardmore Beautification Council and designed that mural.
Wow.
And I didn't know what to do. Being a farm boy, you know, I designed a lot of murals. And so, but I happened to think, September of 2015, September of 1915. So we've got engine 1108 that pulled the train from North Texas, doctors, nurses, medical supplies after the explosion.
Man, okay.
And we've got pictures. As a matter of fact, I think you'll see this picture down there. You'll see the cabin across the street
Yeah.
down there. And that's the historic mural on that.
Man.
And I mentioned
Oh,
for the
it's the old.
for the picture of the
Oh, yeah,
horses.
yeah.
Look at
Oh,
there.
wow. There it is. Wow, those horses pulled that?
Now I understand.
That is horsepower.
It's my understanding there's only about 3 of those engines left in the U.S. And what's unique about this one, this is Ardmore's first fire engine, and it's sitting on display in the Greater Southwest Historical Museum in Ardmore.
Man, that's it. That's where it needs to be, huh?
And
There's a doggy.
one of the last things we do before we leave at night, we come in and feed the dog.
Ah, that's good. I'm glad to know that. But I can't believe that those horses,
Yeah.
they had some
Well,
work.
just-
They
you
had
see 'em right there, you see 'em
Yeah,
in that
I do
picture.
indeed. Man. Don't.
And then that was a signaling device over this. Red boxes used to be out. Got a fire, you pull those. Different gears in this, that sends a signal to where the fire is located. And so, and also they alerted everybody, and it ran back and forth on it.
Oh, wow. Man. Thank you. Is that where they jump out and land on the thing?
Yes.
On the
Yep.
red and white
you
deal?
aim for the red dot.
All right. That's how you got out of high buildings when
Yeah.
there was a fire. Man,
Now in these pictures, you see more of the destruction.
golly, yeah.
And the next time you come to visit us, I'm going to ask that you dress like the ladies
For
in
the
Ardmore used
occasion.
to dress.
Oh man,
See those long dresses downtown,
yeah,
the hats and
I
everything?
I do.
Yeah, we're going to go back to that and require ladies to dress like that.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'd try. I would give it a whirl, but man.
Yeah. You see the nails, you used to get nails in a nail keg, wooden
Oh
keg.
wow, yeah.
Not like you see there.
Uh-huh.
And those melted during the war, the
That fire. Golly, that's hot. Old boots. Man, I just can't get over how huge that engine is. And those horses pulled it.
Okay, are you familiar with Depot Park downtown?
Yeah.
And 1108
the-
engine?
Yeah,
Here it is.
yeah.
Here it is. There's the crew. Mercy train 1108 brought doctors and nurses.
Man.
There's the list of the dead.
Wow. Remember those people. Golly. Yeah.
And then the next exhibit here, what an early day bank looked like.
Ha. This is where the money's at, right?
Yep. We got them drawers full of money.
Man.
Confederate dollars.
Oh. See that?
And you ever seen some panoramic photographs? You're looking at the cameras that took these panoramic photographs.
Wow, y'all see that? Those old cameras. It's amazing. Man.
Soldiers TB Hospital at Sulphur, Oklahoma, which is now the Sulphur Veterans Center,
Okay.
but it's TB Hospital.
Man. All right, we got.
And of course,
Sorry.
through the door here, there's the sputter rig. That's not a drilling rig. That engine down there picks this weight all the way up. See these big bits here?
Uh-huh.
It picks it all the way up to the top,
All the way to the top.
and it drops it.
Bam.
It pounds a hole in the ground.
Boy.
A lot of the shallow wells around this area
Was made with that.
was dug with that right there, the sputter rig.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Even this building, this is did you say limestone earlier or no?
Limestone.
Yeah, that's neat. Thank you.
And,
All these guns. Guns.
in our genealogy library, we have volunteers that'll be coming in this afternoon, Wednesday afternoons they come in and volunteer.
Awesome. Does that help people find out if they've
Yeah, mhm.
got some native blood in them?
Yeah, well, everything.
Or anything, everything? Yeah.
Trace your heritage.
I got you. That's cool.
Of course, I won't let them trace my heritage. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Man. Look at that. And that's a painting. The Native Americans. Very cool.
Yeah, I'll take you through here right quick, and then I'm going to have to turn you over down to the military. I'm going to have to go. I've got a meeting.
Okay, I sure appreciate you doing this today.
And this is tools of our land.
It's tools of our land. I'll see that? Okay.
Okay, now what I want you to do, I want you to look at the John Deere tractor, the man with the straw hat on. Is he looking at you?
He is.
Okay,
Yeah.
you keep watching him as you walk down this
Okay.
ramp. Now you watch him.
I see him. I'm watching him.
Is he looking at you?
He indeed is.
I thought he
Oh,
was
wow.
Looking, I thought he was looking at you back there.
He's looking at me everywhere.
Well, keep watching him.
Man.
Just keep walking and keep it on him.
Wow.
This is his domain. He watches everybody.
He
that comes
watches
in.
everything that's going on, don't he?
And we designed this
As he
specifically
should.
so you can't walk around that tractor. Otherwise, you might screw his head off.
Right? Yeah. Could very well do that, though.
You see the John Deere tractor in the mural?
Uh-huh.
There's the John Deere tractor.
Oh, wow.
All these tools of our land is in honor of James R. Jim Dyer. You saw his name in the hall there.
Uh-huh.
He's donated a lot of this equipment.
That's an old John Deere
No, the
tractor.
Poppin' Johnny.
The Poppin' Johnny. Okay. 1985 to 1952.
Okay, now this is the Fordson.
Uh-huh.
Henry Ford and his son making these. They wanted to name it the Ford, but another company had already named the Ford. A lot of people said, well, how do you know that? Well, they stamped it right in the tractor. Henry Ford and Son.
They surely did.
So therefore, the Fordson.
Ford and Son equals Fordson.
Yep.
It does indeed. I like it. Fancy tractors.
And we've got all of these down
Yeah.
through here. The other interesting aspect we have in here
Get those old signs.
is this is a corn sheller.
Okay.
This corn sheller, built in 1865, mostly wooden. It was run by horsepower, 8 horsepower. You see the big
Now you.
engine here? There's 4 long wooden beams that go in these slots around this. You hook 2 horses to each one. Well, I only had 1 horse hooked to it. You hook 2 horses on a double tree to each one of those. They walk in a circle, turning the universal that goes down and turns the gear in the corn sheller.
I see.
They are trained to step over the universal.
Okay.
And you take your corn, stalk and all, throw it in the end of the thrasher. You see down there, you put it in there, it comes in, it separates the ear of corn, it shucks it, it blows out all the stalk and all the leaves.
Uh-huh.
It
And you have your corn.
removes those the corn from the cob. It dumps it out here in the wagon full of shell corn.
Okay.
1865.
1865. Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And we have another thing here a lot of people don't think about back and forth. We have a lot of pecans in southern Oklahoma,
Definitely do.
but they come in all sizes.
Yeah.
And this is a pecan grater.
Wow. That's
You get your
awesome.
pecans, you pour them in up there at the top. And you crank this by hand. The small ones fall out, the larger ones catch in these tow sacks, and the ones that's too big to go through that drop into this sack here.
Cool.
And when you go to sell them, you've already graded them by size.
I got you. That.
And it's mainly the native pecan, high meat content, and a lot of the pecans out of southern Oklahoma goes to the Carolinas to the candy factory.
Okay.
I'd rather eat the paper shells; they're easier.
Well,
to peel,
paper
I think.
shells. Yeah. That's.
But the
that's
natives are high in oil.
I got you. Learning more things. See.
Now then, there's some women that bake large biscuits.
I'm not one of them, unfortunately, but
But
my
if
my
you-
mother was.
If you bake large biscuits, we've got a churn to make a lot
Okay.
of butter for your big biscuits.
Sure do. Wow, that's a big butter churn. Big. Looks like a big egg.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, let's
So
go on
cool.
down. Let me take you down to military.
Okay.
Let you walk. You probably heard of Went Catering.
D. Ellen Went, I
That's
believe.
him.
Okay, hi, Mr.
Hi, how are you?
Went. How are you doing?
Fine.
So she's photographing. If you wouldn't mind taking her through this
Oh.
and let her see all of these things to
So,
take a few pictures of.
Yeah, take the pictures of our wonderful
And
exhibits here.
okay,
Yeah,
well, I sure
this-
appreciate it.
over here you'll see the history of Iwo Jima.
Okay.
Well, this is Ardmore Air Force Base, but here's pictures of Iwo Jima. We got pictures on the back there as well.
Okay.
Hey, so nice having you here.
It is so nice
I'm
of you
gonna
to
have-
do this. I
I'm gonna have to
appreciate
be
it, sir.
running.
Thank
And,
you.
but Dee Allen will take you through all of this.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much. Have a great day.
And also, you get one of the rifles, you put the helmet on, you hand that to him, he'll take your picture. You
Okay.
can be a soldier, a lady soldier.
I
for
can
the
be,
day.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Have
So
a
we're
good
in the
day.
military part of the
Where do you
museum.
live?
I'm from Ardmore.
All right, well, good.
Yeah.
Welcome to our museum.
Thank you.
We have lots of things.
I didn't realize how many things y'all
we
have.
have like 3 rooms down here, military.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really
Man.
some old things and some that are not quite so old. I was just reading a World War I pictorial book there.
Wow. That's special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea this was here.
Well, we're glad you came.
Yes, me too.
This used to be the armory for the 45th National Guard.
Okay.
Years ago, it was built by the WP8 in the 41 or 42.
Uh-huh.
And then it was a skating rink up there as you first come in. That big
Yeah,
room.
that's what he said. It's really neat.
Yeah.
All these.
Walk around on the other side if you like.
Okay. Man. It's a full tent and everything.
Oh, these are shell casings with different cannons we had, and these are
It's
quite
big
large.
ones. Yeah, wow.
Can that imagine at the 300 mm Hauser shell? That would
Golly.
really pack a punch, wouldn't it?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Definitely. Man. Old trunks. Guns. Okay.
These are mostly uniforms from various military people, and some of them are from foreign countries. Got some from, I know a friend of mine was here the other day, and he took pictures of 2 Italian uniforms,
Uh-huh.
and he's a helicopter pilot here, and he had trained one of the helicopter pilots that was in that Italian army back years ago. He was really pleased to get to see that.
Oh, wow. I bet. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. Got them dressed in their...
You see the women's uniforms?
not yet.
Oh, you're not that way far. You come down that way.
There's a Navy. My daddy was in the Navy.
Oh, great. Bring back.
Recognize that one. Oh, yeah. Those are cool. Very neat.
My first year in college at Oklahoma A&M, the WACs were going to school there to learn clerical, I guess, typing and that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
So we, as college boys, we had a lot of fun with the girls. And the
I bet
ladies.
you guys did. Man, look at all those patches. Oh, those are cool old pictures. Look at that.
Yeah.
Man. So cool.
This is interesting. We had a barracks that came from the Army Air Base out at Springer, and we brought that in to use for the exhibit for a while, and it decided to destroy it. But we kept the walls. Some artists had done these pictures on the walls inside that old barracks,
Wow.
so we didn't want to lose those, so we
Yeah. I love art.
put them away.
That is so cool.
But I don't think we ever knew who
Who
the
it
artist
was. Man. Didn't know who it was. Man.
Pretty good artist though, wasn't he?
I do say yes. Very. I like the little camel. Man. It's knives, swords. Look at that one. That would hurt.
Yeah, some of them are bayonets that, go on the end of a rifle, like these down here are bayonets.
Okay. Man. Really cool, really cool.
Well, I'm
All
glad you like it.
pictures. Man. Cool airplane up there. some more. El Salvador, it says.
Nice swords, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh. They got a lemon. And the New Testament. It's a lot of patches.
There's one more room around the other side too. There are rifles in, and in the early days, we keep a few things in there that because it's fireproof, safe.
Very cool. We got more uniforms in here.
You've seen these old pictures that they used to take with a camera that moved along like this, and then they finally would print them. That was pretty popular back in the early 1900s, I guess. I have one like this, or we did. My wife of her daddy when he was in World War I. There's a special name for that picture, but I don't remember what they call
That
it.
is so neat. Is it panoramic? Or
Well,
no?
you and I, but a modern that'd be
Yeah.
a modern name for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's neat. Long, skinny pictures. There's some more guns and swords. Saddles. A horse. Another airplane. I love airplanes. I think the old ones, those are so cool, how
Yeah.
they were made. The old bomber jackets. Pretty neat. Look at that mask. Pilots. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ship. That hat. Here you go. Willie Stevenson. Is that a propeller?
What is it?
That's a propeller?
Propeller,
Wow.
Probably a signal, like that plane that's hanging up there, similar to that.
Okay.
And they always would have to start those. A guy would have to swing them.
Yeah.
And they'd have starters back
Man. Yeah, that was rough a bit. And now we have a whole bunch of planes.
there. Little model things that
Model.
people made.
Planes everywhere, all over the ceiling. Over on this side we have the ships. Naval, Army, Navy, it says. Some over there. Okay guys, there you have it. I'm back home now, and I hope you enjoyed the vlog of the History Museum here in Oklahoma. how lucky could I have gotten today by showing up and having a gentleman actually give me a tour of it. His name was Wes Hall, and he was extremely kind, and I told him how much, you know, it was appreciated that he told me all the stories. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did today, and I guess I'm gonna hop off of here and try to go find something to eat, to be real honest with you. But we'll have another adventure very soon, and I hope you'll come along. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe to it as the crow flies with Christy. I'm gonna go now, and y'all have a great evening. Peace.